It's 2026. You believe the United States is going to turn 250 this year? It's a big milestone. It's an opportunity for us to reflect on who we are as a nation, where we've been, and more importantly, who we want to be. You know, this morning, millions of children stood up in school and pledged that we were a nation with liberty and justice for all. And we all know that that is not an accurate statement, that there are 15 men who've been incarcerated, who've been held in Guantanamo Bay for years, for decades. Liberty and justice has not been given to them. And it makes me angry sometimes. I used to be a lot angrier when I was younger, and it felt good to come out to protest and rally and yell, say, "Close Guantanamo now!" Doesn't it feel good to let it out? But it didn't really change much. How many of you guys have been protesting this for years, decades now? And here we are again. We are starting the 25th year of Guantanamo Bay being open. So in 2006, I took my frustration, along with lots of other people around the country, to push the Republicans out of power. I was tired of George Bush and the endless wars and the Republicans in Congress, and so the blue team, we pushed the red team out, and I got to serve in the state legislature for 3 terms. I got to see how the sausage was made from the inside. And I could tell you stories about how much influence lobbyists have on the political process, but that's not why I'm here right now. Instead, I want to say, so we pushed the red team out, and then a couple years later, the red team pushed the blue team, and then the blue team pushed the red team, and so we're pushing each other back and forth. And when you do that, people get defensive. When you push people, and people push back, we think maybe, well, if I just push them down hard enough, they'll stay down, and everything will be resolved. But that doesn't work that way. And it doesn't work in our political system because we have a 2-party system, and they just push back and forth, and they fight back and forth, and nothing gets done. You know, President Obama, when he was elected, he wanted to close Guantanamo Bay. In Congress, one of the few things that they did get done was to pass a law prohibiting him from doing that. Congress said, nope, it's got to stay open. Congress gets very little done. And especially when they're trapped in this system of fighting back and forth. So it's our 250th birthday. And the Bible says every 50th year should be a jubilee. A jubilee. A jubilee is a cyclical time of forgiveness for our spiritual and our economic debts. In the United States, we have a lot of economic debts that need to be addressed, but that's a topic for another time. Today, I'm talking about our spiritual debts and the things that the United States has done wrong. It is wrong that we have 15 men incarcerated in Guantanamo Bay. It is wrong we got 2 million people who are waking up behind bars in this country every single day. It is wrong that we have tens of thousands of men and women in long-term solitary confinement. You know, it is wrong that we have 10 million children tonight going to sleep in poverty in the richest country in the world. It is wrong that we have 500,000 medical bankruptcies every year. It is wrong that a handful of big corporations can conspire to control the prices that we pay, that drive up the cost of living for hardworking American families. It is wrong that the big tech companies have unaccountable power over our lives. What do we do about this? Well, a jubilee is a time to reset, a time to find different ways of doing things, to say we don't have to be who we were before. We can do things differently. And so in 2026, I'm going to ask for your vote in North Carolina's U.S. Senate race, because there's a better way to do things. Instead of trying to push people to do things, we can try and pull them with love. Now, how does that work in politics? How do you love someone in politics? It's pretty hard, especially when you're angry, when people have been pushing you. It's hard to do love. So I'm asking for your vote in North Carolina's Senate race, but not for me. I'm not a candidate for office. I'm just a jeans and a t-shirt kind of guy who loves this country and is frustrated that we're going down a bad path, and I want to see us do better. I want to see us reset. I want to see us find a bright future for the United States, for ourselves and for our children. And so I'm asking for your vote, but not for me. I am making a conditional offer for my vote to Senator Thom Tillis. If Thom Tillis can solve these problems before the election, then I'm willing to let the red team keep our Senate seat. If he is unwilling or unable to do that, then I'm willing to let the blue team have this Senate seat.
He's not running.
Thom Tillis is not running, but he is in power. Here's the thing about Congress. Congress has the power to fix all these problems right now. There's nothing stopping them from doing it right now, except they have no motivation. They have no incentive. How do we motivate them? And the answer is they all want to fight to win this Senate seat. They're going to spend $1 billion in North Carolina to fight for this Senate seat. And it's not going to change anything except we're going to push somebody and they're going to push back, and it's not going to change anything. Instead of spending $1 billion to fight, we can fight with love. And so by making a conditional offer with our vote, and not to try and defeat anyone, but to try and help them, to help Congress be our best selves so that we can be a nation with liberty and justice for all. Based on my years in the state legislature, I've written a legislative package that will solve these problems, that will end long-term solitary confinement, that will close Guantanamo Bay, that will ensure universal access to health care, that will end poverty in the United States, that will pull apart these big corporations that have unaccountable power. We can solve these problems. Congress, we're going to give Congress the opportunity, because I'm not just asking for people's votes in North Carolina's U.S. Senate race, but also in the 1st Congressional District and the 2nd Congressional District and the 3rd Congressional District. In fact, I'm asking for people's votes across all 470 congressional races so that nationwide we can collectively bargain. Incumbents versus challengers. If Congress can get this done before the election, great. We can all win. We can let them keep their jobs. And if they refuse, then we can kick them out of power and replace them with their major party opponents. So, there's a better way to do politics. There's a path to closing Guantanamo Bay this year. Check out my website, votewithbrian.com, and ask me questions after this if you like. Thank you guys very much.